Good evening and welcome to the Channel Studios here in London with your international news around the world in 5. At least 11 people have died in a wildfire in southern Spain, with early indications suggesting 4 of the victims are British. Local official. Hundreds of firefighters are working to contain the blaze around Los Galados, Almeria, which appears to have been caused by a downed power line. The bodies of the victims were found near the small village of Bedar, just outside Los Galados, while 19 others are still missing and hundreds of residents have been evacuated. The regional president called the impact of the fire devastating and has warned the death toll could rise significantly. A sustained heat wave with temperatures of around 40 degrees Celsius has caused wildfires across southern Europe.
Unfortunately, in this case, the decision to take a route other than the evacuation route, the decision to seek their own way out through a dry riverbed, was a trap chosen by the people who ultimately died. In one instance, there was a vehicle where 4 people died, and initially, everything seems to indicate that they were of British origin. Among other things, the car's steering wheel was on the opposite side.
A Ukrainian intelligence agent who confessed to killing the woman suspected of trying to assassinate a multimillionaire and his family in Monaco last week has now claimed he did not pull the trigger. In court in Kyiv for a custody hearing, Vladislav Roit, who a few days ago led investigators to Anastasia Berezovska's grave in the woods, said that he categorically denied committing her murder and blamed his alleged accomplice instead. On Thursday evening, President Volodymyr Zelensky said he would have additional relevant reports to share in the coming days, but the motive for the Monaco blast that targeted Vadim Yermolayev remains unclear. A fire at a shoe factory in the southeastern Chinese city of Xinjiang has killed at least 28 people, according to the state news agency. Dramatic footage posted by Xinhua shows huge plumes of black smoke rising from a building, as well as people who appeared to be trapped on the roof. President Xi Jinping said the blaze had caused major casualties, adding those responsible must be held accountable. Xinjiang, in the province of Fujian, is often referred to as China's shoe capital, as it reportedly manufactures 20% of the world's sports shoes. South African computer chip maker SK Hynix has raised $26.5 billion in its New York share offering, marking the largest ever listing by a foreign firm in the US. The company, a key supplier to artificial intelligence chip giant NVIDIA, said that it had sold 177.9 million American depository shares for $149 each. The shares began trading on Friday on the Nasdaq. SK Hynix saw its market value top $1 trillion in its home country in May, lifted by the boom in demand for AI chips. Its share price has more than tripled in South Korea this year, which, along with Samsung Electronics, has helped to boost the benchmark Kospi index by more than 70% over the same period. China has successfully landed a reusable rocket for the first time in a major breakthrough for the country's space program. The Long March 10B rocket lifted off from Hainan in southern China at 12:15 local time on Friday. Around 6 minutes after separating from the rocket's upper stage, its booster returned to Earth vertically and was recovered on a floating platform. Rockets are typically considered expendable, their various segments being discarded and destroyed during ascent, which makes launching spacecraft very expensive. And a museum has covered its floor in peanut butter to honor a late artist. Rotterdam's Museum Boijmans van Beuningen recreated Pindakaasvloer, or Peanut Butter Floor, a 1969 work by Dutch artist Wim T. Schippers following his death in June. 2 staff members spent days spreading 40 tubs of smooth peanut butter across a 270 square foot hexagon to an even 0.8-inch thickness, exactly as Schippers specified in a 20-point plan he left behind. The sticky tribute is on show at the museum's depot building for the next 2 months. And that's your international news around the world in 5. Now back to the Channel Studios in Lagos.